Honorable Abbas Tajudeen. I represent Zaria Federal Constituency of Kaduna State. Mr. Speaker, for fear of repeating what others have said, I just want to quickly draw our attention to 2 or 3 key areas that others have not touched. And the first question I want to ask ourselves is, where are we where we are? If we can remember, the former finance minister, in addressing the issue of this recession that we are currently in, mentioned that in the past government tried as much as possible to ensure that excess crude oil account is maintained to take care of this area where this period when we are having these kind of shocks. But unfortunately, the state governors were not in agreement with the federal government. And that's the reason why we are where we are. This is not the first time foreign price of crude oil has gone down. But in the past, because we had a mitigant, we had the excess crude oil account, that money was used to actually cushion the effects. So I think we can, as parliamentarians, this time around do something to ensure that this kind of recession that we have entered does not happen again in the future. And how can we be able to address that? Is to ensure that excess crude oil account is embedded in our Constitution. Is embedded in our Constitution, either through constitutional amendment or through enactment of a bill, to ensure that every state government, every tier of government are in agreement by law mandatorily to ensure that whenever we have money in excess of our benchmark, that money is not used to give the government additional funds. That is one. 2, we have spoken about diversification of the economy, and we're all in agreement that the future of this country lies with the development of the agricultural and solid mineral sectors. And I think we can also, as parliamentarians, do something to actually ensure that in the medium and in the long term, this country will be able to tremendously benefit from that sector. And what can we do? I think we can come up with a bill, either through the executive or through a personal member's bill, to ensure that Agri and Solid Mineral Resources Development Fund is created outside the budget of the country. This fund should be treated either in the same way that we have our ecological fund or the way we have our TED fund, so that more money will be channeled into the agri and the solid mineral resources sector, to the extent that within the next 3, 4, 5 years, we should be able to not only develop our agricultural sector, but also our agro-allied manufacturing sector. That way, we will be able to substantially reduce our dependency on imported food items, thereby strengthening our naira, and at the same time be in the position to actually export to other countries, also generating additional foreign reserve for this country. Finally, Mr. Speaker, my advice on the federal government is for them to intensify fight against all forms of insurgencies, insecurity, and militancy. Because without peace, we will not be able to achieve our economic development objectives.
Order, please. Peace, silence, honorable members, please.
Peace, we will not be able
please,
to
Honorable Yinka Ajayi, dispatch that cluster.
That, we require to
Honorable Yinka Ajayi, please.
The necessary foreign exchange for this country.
Honorable Chris, Honorable Chris Azobugu. Chris Azobugu, go back to your seat.
Issue and other forms of insurgency that we know today is substantially
Honorable Jerry Olabeso, please.
Substantially accounting for
Honorable Dizo, Honorable Garba Dizo, please.
Well, Mr. Speaker, those are the items that I have to contribute. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity.